What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm CJ and today we're going to be talking about Camp Cretaceous Season 2. Just to start off, this video will have spoilers in it, so this is mainly a video for people who've already watched the series. Alright, let's get into episode 1. I'm going to be rating these today out of 5 Kenjis. Why out of 5 Kenjis specifically? I'm not going to be telling you that, you have to figure it out yourself. This first episode of the season gets a 4 out of 5 Kenjis. Wildlife fills Jurassic World. All the dinosaurs, they're out of their enclosures. But the campers, newly dubbed by Sammy the Camp Fam, need to navigate around this new dino world and the supposed death of Ben. I love this episode for Camp Fam bonding, as well as the topic that they kind of touch upon of Darius's like PTSD and trauma from the camp going down, losing Ben and losing his father, probably not too far off of when he arrived off in Camp Cretaceous. I love how Yaz supports Darius and takes them to the little the information area where they have the little plaque things. You know what I mean if you watch the series. The Darius gets all this information about dinosaurs. We love Sammy for making a video and helping out Brooklyn, making a video with the GoPro I think that they found. And Darius for being a dino nerd. He's my fave in this episode. Of course, the T-Rex is the main villain. They do find the distress beacon though, so that is 10 out of 10 getting off the island. Bravo, good job guys. Alright, episode 2. I give this one a 5 out of 5 Kenjis. This episode has a lot of character development for Kenji specifically, which I love. I love Kenji's character development all the way up to the end of season 3. I think it's absolutely magnificent. I love the duo of Yaz and Kenji, and Yaz realizing she can't really do anything with her hurt ankle. I find the Sammy, Brooklyn and Darius trio kind of weird, to be honest though. And the whole baryonyx situation is just so frustrating. Like, there was no point in that happening. It didn't really need to happen. They just discovered food. Frustrating. Anyway, didn't need to be that frustrating. Darius does get his necklace back though, and despite Yaz not being able to help too much with building, she does get to draw and design their new camp, which I find brilliant. I will point out an honorable mention is the baryonyx trio. The trio is the same as the duo, I believe, in Jurassic World 2. We see, I believe, 2 specific dinosaurs in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I just like the continuity there. And poor Kenji getting his camp, his little stick camp, trampled by a bunch of dinosaurs that are running from baryonyxes. Episode 3 gets a 4 out of 5 Kenjis. I do like how they showcase the time gap. It's been a couple of weeks since the second episode. Brooklyn's hair has started growing out, which is great. She's a natural brunette by the looks of it. I absolutely love how Darius has this little journal for mapping out different dino behaviors now that the fences are down in Jurassic World. In this episode, Brooklyn, Sammy and Yaz go venturing to find these frozen flowers in the location of the humming that Brooklyn has been hearing. Personally, I think this whole frozen flower thing is kind of stupid. I don't think they could freeze. I don't think freezing flowers is really logical in a way. Like, they could have done it just with her walking over an air vent or something, and it didn't really go anywhere except for a backup generator. It didn't last long anyways, and especially it doesn't really go anywhere during this episode. All they find is a master key card that we don't find out until later on. I love the duo of Kenji and Darius, and Kenji having even more character development and loving the whole water hole and now dinosaurs, because he thinks it's really cool that Darius showed him. I just love it. I think in this season the whole dino antagonists are the T-Rex and the baryonyxes rather than mostly Toro. Toro is more like a Ben thing in later episodes. We do get teased about E750 in this, and that they find a campfire, which is pretty cool. Cue the new people antagonists in episode 4. This is a 5 out of 5 Kenjis, mostly because I think Hap is super cool and Ben's alive. We're introduced to Tiff, Mitch and Hap in this episode and their little luxury camp. We don't know that they're poachers yet in this episode, but that's the next one. I hate the false hope that they get though, with them thinking that they're gonna go home. Kenji and Brooklyn being spies, probably an 8 out of 10. Love it. But the whole duo just in general is just so stuck up, self-absorbed. 0 out of 10 for Brooklyn telling Darius that Mitch is being all cool dad with him. God damn you, Brooklyn. Do better. So yeah, 5 out of 5 Kenjis, mostly because Hap and Ben gets a very badass cool makeover. Episode 5 out of 5 Kenjis for this. 100%. This is my favorite episode the entire series. We found out that Ben is definitely alive in the previous episode, in episode 4, but now we get to see what happened in those few weeks that he was separated from the rest of the camp fam. I forgot to mention that Bumpy has grown up now. Big Bumpy. Bumpy, we see, is looking after Ben, using her instincts to keep them alive, going to a berry bush and a creek. Yeah, I think it's probably creek, lake, whatever, and they get some fresh water. And the return of Toro. Ben and Bumpy defeat Toro. That is after that Ben chases Bumpy away for stealing his bed. Poor Bumpy. Bumpy didn't deserve that. But I just love Ben's character development. He's got the biggest character development so far in the entire series, and he probably will remain having the most character development altogether even after season 5 is released. Although I don't know why Ben thought he could defeat Toro on his own, just go and attack it with a stick and some sharpened stone. Although 10 out of 10 for Ben's problem solving skills, so yeah, 5 out of 5 Kenjis. Episode 6. Yep, 6. I dropped my piece of paper off my notes. Episode 6 gets a 4 out of 5 Kenjis. I'm not a fan of the groups that they put together of the campers, but I do love the camper bonding together, creating new groups. You know, the creators always put them into different types of groups, which I absolutely love. You know, each character gets to know each other and develop their relationship. We love the Ben, Brooklyn and Kenji reunion. Kenji being confused that he's now eating bugs and wild berries. But that's Ben, and we love Ben because Ben is Ben now. His great character development, we love that. Especially Ben's aggressiveness, his feed him to the Mosasaurus. Feeding everything to the Mosasaurus, that seems to just be his justification now. It's just like, or his revenge. Feed them to the Mosasaurus. I'm not disagreeing with Ben, to be honest. Although I don't favor these types of groups, the groups that the campers are in, I do enjoy the different types, like the different things that each of the campers bring to the groups they're in. Sammy, Yaz, and Darius, they each bring together more of like a logical side to themselves and come up with plans, and Sammy and Darius are pretty smart together, to be honest. I don't agree with Hap dying. That was actually so sad. Absolutely devastating. Although this episode does bring together like the whole idea of poaching dinosaurs in Fallen Kingdom, capturing them and stuff in Fallen Kingdom, and then what we assume will probably be poaching them in Dominion. 4 out of 5 Kenjis for episode 7. Why did I only get a 4 out of 5 Kenjis? Because Kenji himself decides to short circuit the wires leading to E750 and letting it out. Kenji's stupidity is both hilarious but also so annoying. Why does he always have to do such stupid things? Oh my gosh. Still think the Frozen Flower saga just went nowhere. You know, they found a backup generator, but it didn't really... The Frozen Flowers didn't have a point. Honorable mention, Yaz and Ben reunion. That was adorable. The teamwork in this episode is amazing, but gets better in episode 8. I do have one thing to say though. Why did Sammy and Darius think a table would hide them from the T-Rex? The T-Rex can smell you guys, you know? It's a dinosaur. Last but not least of season 2 Camp Cretaceous, episode 8. This is definitely 5 out of 5 Kenji's. Great, magnificent teamwork. Darius trying to be the main character whilst it's basically an ensemble cast. Darius just radiates like, take me not them main character energy in this episode. I find it funny, I find it great, I find it like we're armed with the power of friendship, and then Brooklyn getting like, she cringes at it. It's so funny to me. Darius is just so sweet. Camp fam reunion with Ben. You know, you can't get past that. Tiff and Mitch dying to the Baryonyxes and the T-Rex. They deserved it. You know, a little upset they aren't getting the full use out of the Mosasaurus. I agree with Ben on that one. The Camp fam hug was a 10 out of 10 for me, but the best thing that I got out of that was the Darius and Ben reunion, and Darius apologizing to Ben. It's so adorable. Those two are probably, next to Yaz and Sammy, they're my favorite duo, Darius and Ben. You know, those two really do look after each other. Yep, 5 out of 5 Kenjis for episode 8, and 5 out of 5 Kenjis altogether for season 2. I love season 2. It's probably one of my favorites out of the entire series. I always go back and rewatch Camp Cretaceous. Definitely just to watch season 2, so rewatch it if you would like to. I highly recommend rewatching it, especially since you notice so many different things once you go back and rewatch it. That is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. If you haven't already, go back and watch my season 1 review and analysis. It would be much appreciated. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so stay tuned for that. I've been CJ, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!